What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Matt's Mind Mondays. If you guys have a question you want to be featured and for me to answer in next week's episode, comment it down below. Make sure you subscribe. Of course, drop a like. A few quick things before we go and get started. Number one, guys, thank you so much for all the incredible, heartwarming support for Endor. The build series is back. I'm really happy with how the video is doing. If you guys haven't checked it out, I'll leave a link down below, as well as a card somewhere up here if you guys have not checked out Endor Week 1. Also, simultaneously, thank you for the support on the studio tour. If you guys haven't checked out either of those videos, I definitely suggest doing that. Those videos are absolute bangers, and once again, thank you guys for all the incredible support. Now, on a side note, if we can hit 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I will do a giveaway in the beginning of 2021, so make sure you guys, like I said, subscribe, share the channel with your friends, family, uncle, aunt, sister, brother, whatever it is. But let's get started with some of these awesome questions. First one is actually one of my favorite questions of all time, from Joey Kessler, asking, which pair do you think was better together, the Siege of Mandalore and Revenge of the Sith, or Rogue One in episode 4? I think part of the reason why I loved the Siege of Mandalore and just the end of the Clone Wars season 7 was because I was able to experience Order 66 in what I thought was an otherwise amazing sequence of events compared to the movies. I thought the movies sort of lacked any sort of emotional value or true meaning behind Order 66, since we didn't really get to know any of those characters in really an intimate way, like we did Ahsoka, like we did Rex, and all those kind of people that we saw who were like the main point in the end of season 7 for the Clone Wars. Now, that being said, it was incredible to see how the Death Star plans in Rogue One were obtained. You know, the sacrifice that the rebellion had to go through, Cassian, Jyn, K2, all those awesome characters who we really didn't know for too long, but I still really appreciated knowing the sacrifice that the rebels had to make, you know, before episode 4 in the first ever Star Wars movie. Now, personally, it's a really tough call. I think both of them are like neck and neck with each other, but if I had to go with one, I'd probably say Rogue One, just because I'm a little more biased towards the original trilogy, towards the original Death Star episodes 4 and 5. So I'd probably say I enjoyed the sort of continuity between Rogue One and episode 4 just a little bit more than Siege of Mandalore and episode 3. That being said, I still think both are phenomenal, and both are actually some of the best pieces of Star Wars content that I've ever experienced personally. So I definitely say Rogue One and episode 4 over Siege of Mandalore, but both are really close. Next question comes from Wolfing Around. Would you consider doing a Bricklink tutorial for buying pieces? I know I get confused with the website. I've gotten a lot of questions about this, and maybe it's about time I do this. I use Bricklink a lot, both to buy my parts for Endor and all my mocks and just sets, and I also use it to sell as well. So if you guys want to see like a Bricklink tutorial, how to buy, how to sell, stuff like that, I guess let me know down below in the comments. It's not something that I have, you know, in the forefront of my mind, but if it's something a lot of you guys want to see and a lot of you guys just don't know how to quite use Bricklink that well, then I'm definitely down for it. So let me know down below if that's something you want to see. The next question comes from Robonut03. How involved would you say you are in terms of looking at smaller LEGO channels on the platform? Definitely not as much as I want to be. I mean, obviously, you know, life gets super busy. I'm 21. I'm a senior in college. That being said, I do think I go above and beyond, actually, to sort of visit the live streams of people who posted in my Discord. I know in the past I've visited live streams from, I think, Coconut Studios. I think there was Star Wars Bricks and Figs. I know Republic Studs, even though he's got a pretty decent following. And there have been a bunch of others. Like, if you guys literally put a link to your live stream in my Discord, which I'll actually leave a link down below. If you guys aren't in my Discord, leave a pinned comment. Go join it. But I'm actually pretty likely to join those live streams. But I definitely say I want to do more. Obviously, I don't think I'm ever satisfied with anything in life, which is sort of the fun, you know, in life, driving to get better and, you know, continue pushing yourself. But I think I do a pretty good job. It's not as much as I'd like to do, but I think it'll improve as soon as school ends, you know, hopefully in the next 5 or 6 months. The next question comes from Cameron. I'm a current university student and during the pandemic have been heavily considering starting my own channel and would love a way to share it like you do. Should I go for it? And if so, any tips or suggestions? I'm always open, and I always urge people to make their channels, make their own content. If it's something that you really want to do and you want to try it, I say why not go for it. As far as any tips or suggestions, I mean, I think it's important if you're a new creator to try to develop something new with your content, you know, sort of maybe bridge two different sub-communities in the YouTube LEGO community and sort of offer that, try to offer something new that not many people are offering. I encourage you to be as affable as you possibly can, which basically means that you're likable. You know, you want to be a person that people are going to want to continue watching. You know, if you build a huge mock, that's great. If you build something really cool, that's amazing. But if you're doing it on the YouTube platform, you need to develop some sort of personality that's going to make people come back. But other than that, I think, yeah, absolutely go for it. Next question comes from TheBrickWiz. Do you think it's better to keep the parts you use in big mocks or buy and sell them after each build? It would be a lot easier to just buy it and sell it, but odds are you're not going to get nearly what you paid for. So I would say it's better to just keep the parts, Because if you think about it, in the past mocks I've built small scale Hoth, I built Scarif twice, I built Kessel, I built an Axis, I built Crate, and now we're building Endor. There's sort of like the different biomes in the Star Wars world. So hopefully, theoretically, in like 1 or 2 years after my, second or third build series from here, I'll have enough parts to sort of do whatever I want. And that's the ultimate goal. I don't want to have to keep ordering Bricklink orders for parts because it does get super expensive. So I would say it's worth the time to invest in sorting the parts from your collection, sorting the parts from your mock, and reutilizing it. But it is easier, in my opinion, just to sell it on eBay, sell it on Bricklink, and then buy new parts. The next question comes from Klutzy. Do you think buying 3 Sith mosaics is worth it to build the one Ultimate Vader mosaic, even though it only uses 2 mosaic platforms or whatever they're called? They're expensive. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I have one of them. You guys can see it right there. It's the Darth Vader one. $120 is a lot of money, and I'm not saying it's not worth it or it is worth it. I really honestly don't know. I haven't made up my mind. But $360 after tax, most likely going to be around $380, $390. Is a lot of money for one mosaic, and for me personally, that's money I'd rather spend on other things. Endor per se, maybe even buying more battle packs, buying more AATs for the Ahsoka Trooper. For me personally, I don't think it's worth it just because I don't have a strong desire to actually get like the ultimate Vader, but for a lot of people it is entirely worth it. So if you're someone who really wants it and you want to spend the money, then if it's worth it to you, it's worth it to you. But to me, it's just not at this point in time. After Endor, maybe during Christmas time, if I have a little extra cash, it might be worth it then. But right now, for me, I don't think it's worth it at all. Mike and Ike's asking, what is your least favorite part about making a YouTube video, including the upload process, thumbnail, title, description, tags, etc.? My least favorite part of the upload process, well, I love filming, right? I love editing, I love exporting, I love uploading. I guess I don't really have like a part of that process that I particularly dislike so much. I guess maybe the tags, because it is super important to tag your video with relevant tags. Of course, you don't want to make like a room tour video and title it, something like Casey Neistat or Jake Paul, but obviously tags is important. But I guess out of those options, it's the one that's like least exciting to me, because I love making a thumbnail, I love doing the description, I love making the video itself in terms of filming right now and editing. So I guess the tags, but honestly none of the stages of the upload process is something I have a particular disdain to. And the last question for today comes from Speed Lego. What do you think of the Phase 2 clones in the new Lego Star Wars game trailer? Were they new? I'm pretty sure the torso might have been different, but I'm pretty sure everything else was new. But I had the same feeling when I saw that trailer. I was like, ooh, maybe we're getting a new set with some normal Phase 2, which would be amazing. That would be great. I've personally wanted normal Phase 2 clones more than 501st forever, and that's still the case. I'm so excited we have the 501st battle pack, but I would love to just have normal Phase 2 white realistic clones. Now, I don't remember clearly if they are new in the trailer, which I think the helmet's the same. I'm pretty sure it's just the torso, but I could be entirely wrong, so someone correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that's definitely an opportunity. I mean, listen, I know the 2021 rumors have been out for a little bit now, and I know that the winter and the through pretty much the spring is already set in stone with no Clone Wars. But that doesn't mean the summer and the fall and the subsequent year of 2022 can't have Clone Wars. So I think we are going to get Clone Wars sets. I think everyone was being a little bit over dramatic. Although I agree, it makes no sense for Lego not to just keep on pushing out Clone Wars sets because it's so popular right now, necessarily mean we're not getting them. So I think based off of your question, I feel like I'll twist this a little bit. Do I think we're going to get more realistic Phase 2? Yeah, I think we're going to get it probably in about a year from now. I want to say the summer wave of 2021, I believe, is going to be stacked with at least 2 or 3 Clone Wars sets. And I would expect we're going to see some of the realistic ones. Now, the only thing that I would say that sort of goes against that is we didn't really see any new content with realistic versions of the clones, right? We saw, obviously, the clone troopers in Season 7 of the Clone Wars, but they were like a mix. They're not like entirely animated. They're not entirely realistic. They're a combination. So the question at this point, I think, would be whether Lego would remake the realistic ones as they were, or would they take the current printing of the animated 501st from the 501st Clone Trooper Legion set and turn that into the new sort of plain white realistic ones? That's the question for me, and I honestly don't know. But let me know, guys, what you think down below. Do you think we're going to get a Phase 2 purest realistic clone at some point soon, or do you think that's a long shot and we should just give up hope now? But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like I said, if you guys have a question you want to have featured in next week's episode, drop it down below. Of course, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, if we hit 30K by the end of the year, I'll be doing a pretty sick giveaway, so make sure you guys stay tuned. But thank you all for watching. I'll see you later. Take it easy. Peace.